Africa. The perfect getaway for a little R&R after 3 videos in a row about Israel. The sun, the natural beauty, the cobalt in the blood diamonds, and most importantly of all, it's home to a man called Evans Eshun, or as he's better known, Ebo Noah. They say that history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. Consumed by the monotony of our own existence, we all often forget that history is being made all around us, in our time. And on occasion, we feel the echoes of a history reverberating from a character walking among us, like an avatar. So timeless he could only be some sort of incarnation of an ancient great. In our own era, we've been delivered one of these giants, destined to enter the rankings of history as Hercules or Vishnu before him. The stuff of legends available to us right here and right now. Right now, we can all pause for a moment and bear witness to a man whose name history certainly won't forget. The subject of today's inquiry, Ebo Noah.
And it's Noah.
Born and raised in Cape Coast, Ghana, Ebo Noah is a 33-year-old preacher and prophet who's exploded in notoriety over the past few months following his ultra-viral generational run. But before Evans knew fame of any kind or was ever called Ebo, he worked to receive his higher national diploma in purchasing and supply from Accra Technical University. However, like so many of us, was unable to make anything of himself using his degree alone. So, he turned to God and simultaneously began developing an online presence. Evans started posting online to TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook sometime around 2023. His early content is simple, lighthearted, good-humored, and all in all very wholesome. It's mostly centered around God and features himself and some friends and coworkers. At the time, he was working as a security guard for a private school in Medina, Accra, and some of his early videos feature him still in his uniform. But a switch is flipped in the summer of 2025. On August 21st, 2025, Evans posts a video of himself in a totally new environment with an out-of-the-ordinary message. Here we find Evans, now calling himself Ebo Noah, standing in front of what appears to be a large wooden ship under construction. He's warning of a great flood that's to come, specifically on the 25th of December that same year. Evans, now Ebo Noah, claims that the world will be facing a divine judgment and that he's built an ark to save the believers. Viewers are intrigued. They don't know what to think. And on the surface, the pivot seems strange. But when you think about it, if the Israelites had their Noah, the Chinese had Gun Yu, the Inca had Viracocha, and the Australian Aboriginals had Tiddalik the Frog, who's to say that there couldn't be another incarnation of this timeless emissary of supernatural catastrophe? And why not from Africa? After all, there are 1.6 billion of them, so it's pretty statistically likely. I'm willing to hear him out. And as it turns out, so were many others. Over the next few days, Ebo Noah, who also goes by Ebo Jesus, Prophet Ebo, and Brother Evans, will post several more videos, each revealing more footage of the ark's construction. His journey feels eerily similar to that of, well, regular Noah. Ebo shows wild animals coming to board, and his video claims construction is already 80% done. And to his credit, the vessel is impressive, and it does look very ark-like, seaworthy even.
Good afternoon and good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, my name is Ebo Jesus. You can call me Ebo Noah. Please, I beg, on my knees, I beg you, don't let this too pass. Please, I said 25th December is going to rain. It's going to rain heavily. And we are going to stay in this boat for 3 years. Until the dove comes and tell us, say, we have reached the promised land. Please, I beg you.
On August 25th, 2025, Ebo puts out a video entitled, What Will Happen and How It Will Happen, Ebo Noah's Ark. And it's at this point that he's jettisoned into stardom. In the video, Ebo further details the coming cataclysm. 3 years of torrential downpour, after which the party on the ark will reach the promised land. And this isn't coming from just anyone. God has revealed this to Ebo Noah, just as he did to regular Noah in the days of old. Because of this video, Ebo has really begun to gain attention, and his TikTok alone will grow to amass 1.3 million followers plus, all waiting with bated breath for either the prophetic ascension or humiliating downfall of Evans Eshun. Chief? Get out of here, Lieutenant. Can't you see I'm busy? Chief, I think you're gonna want to see this. Word is some shyster's been disturbing the peace down in Cape Coast. Bigly. My God. Can't say I haven't seen this before. Well, don't just stand there, Lieutenant, let's move! For the following 4 months, Ebo is posting consistently nearly every day about his progress on the Ark. On August 29th, he makes a post saying, "Comment hello for transportation money." On August 30th, he's found on the streets of Ghana, preaching that the world will be engulfed by fire on the 25th of December. September 1st, Ebo visits the Virgin Mary. The Ark is 86% complete. Everything is going according to plan. On September 6th, Ebo appears on camera for the first time in his signature outfit, a weathered sack, a symbol of his devotion to the mission. Ebo has untethered himself from his earthly attachments in anticipation of a future in harmony with Yakub, or so it seems for now. September 7th, Ark is 90% done. We are nearly to project completion. But there's one small problem. Ebo has gained a lot of popularity since his initial post. How is everyone supposed to fit on the Ark? There are billions of Christians, and some commenters have expressed that they don't want to share the Ark with other nationalities of Africans. Is the Ark just for Ghanans? All these questions will be resolved over the next 2 weeks. Ebo has decided that they will actually build 4 Arks, and better yet, it's calculated that each Ark can hold 600 million people. Ebo Noah reassures his audience that all are welcome as long as they believe. 250,000 planks of wood arrive at the worksite. More progress. They're moving on to the 4th Ark. Painting begins. So anyone who accepts God's message is permitted to board, and slowly but surely, the saved begin to arrive. Via his channel, Ebo interviews travelers from all over Africa and beyond who have started arriving in anticipation of the Great Flood. There's a woman from Nigeria. There's even a German woman from Germany who's traveled to Ghana to weather the storm. We're even shown footage of a large python making his pilgrimage to the ship in classical biblical fashion. Now, as time progresses, so does the character of Ebo Noah. This once security guard is developing into a larger-than-life figure. After the successful completion of the 4th, 5th, and 6th Arks, Ebo Noah begins to make the rounds on talk and radio shows routinely. This in turn magnifies his reach, and even more believers are called to him. On September 28th, Ebo Noah attracts his first advertising deal with the Exodus Gallery clothing shop. A little strange for someone who thinks the apocalypse is coming, but that wood isn't just going to pay for itself, so we forgive him. Now, Noah isn't just becoming a star, he's also bordering on messianic. Ebo demonstrates his first recorded miracle.
Baby, babe.
And in a very Christ-like manner is found washing the feet of the villagers. By October 11th, the 7th Ark has begun. Too many believers, need more boats. 8,455 woods in to complete the 7 and 8 Ark. Now this is all obviously very serious, but something that did make me laugh was that Ebo kept using the same song over and over in his videos. And there's just a random video in the middle of all these end times messages about the former First Lady of Ghana passing away, and it uses the same music, and that just killed me. Anyways, Ebo continues working and doing the rounds on local news. He's getting picked up by major regional outlets at this point. On November 2nd, he posts a link that appears to be asking for donations, which will be sort of controversial later on. On the 3rd, in addition to his usual sermon, he releases a message to parents.
Message we enkoma papa for any mama for. Message we enkoma mu. Nkwalano mu hwe mu hoye. O mama ka 1 na waka 2. O papa ka 3 na waka 6. Hwe mu hoye enyesa ark no unkom. Ark no unkom. Se sanwa brabo obi penda o na wafa. Change. Se sanwa brabo.
In November, we begin to see actual signs of gathering in support of Ebo. And it's about this time that the enormity of the mission is weighing on Noah. On November 13th, Ebo goes down to the sea to commune with God. He's hoping that God is no longer angry with humanity. However, even if he wasn't, things are beginning to snowball for Ebo. On the 15th, fresh woods are delivered, and on top of that, more people are arriving, along with 26 cows who have left their shepherd to come to Ebo Noah's Ark. Ebo admits that even he is scared by the animals arriving. In fact, there might not be enough space for everyone. So on the 1st of December, Noah decides to move the now 10 Arks to a new location, some kind of field that needs to be cleared. Again, now up to 10 Arks, Ebo is starting to really feel the pressure. Perhaps feeling some pushback from the comment sections. Ebo Noah reassures his audience that he's not asked anyone to sell their property or resign from work, which again is sort of a weird thing to say if you believe the world is ending in 2 weeks. Regardless, he asks that his followers pray for him and also repent. On December 8th, Ebo Noah begins a 3-day fast and prayer session, and afterwards, unfortunately for our Indian viewers, God reveals to redeem. Ebo Noah does not wish for rain to come. The following week, Ebo continues his preaching in the town and has shared videos of people arriving en masse to board his arks. The 25th is approaching fast. More prayer, more fasting, more donations. Momentum has built for 4 months to this moment. Ebo has now been the subject of numerous mainstream news publications, radio shows, and other media pieces. By the end of December, tens of millions of eyes are on Evans Eshin digitally, and there are claims that up to 400,000 people have made their way to Ghana in real life to board Ebo's 10 arks. But again, each ark holds 600 million, so this should not be a problem.
Chief, are you sure our purple would have gone in there? Lieutenant, who gives the orders around here? Now wait in the car and give me $40.
Finally, it's Christmas Eve, December 24th, 2025. After some deliberation, the prophet breaks from his prayers to deliver a message to the masses. Released in 2 separate videos, the first of which features Ebo pulling up in what appears to be a new Mercedes, valued around $90,000. The second message is much more direct.
God has given us some time to build more arks in addition to the 10 that will contain all of us. So, tomorrow, nobody should rush to any location. I am not selling tickets. I am not taking money from anyone also. So please, stay home, enjoy yourself, have fun, and also, I am wishing all of you Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Still, the ark is there. Repent. Repent.
So it seems that Yakub has decided to bless the people, but only temporarily. Ebo reveals that God has heard his prayers and will allow him more time to build some more arks, enough that everybody can board when the flood actually comes. Ebo also posts a strange advertisement for a week-long event at some venue called The Tower, claiming he'll be there from 12/24 to January 1st of the new year if nothing goes wrong. Another strange remark from the prophet.
If nothing happens, I will be here to have fun with SK Tower members.
So Christmas Day rolls around, and as Ebo predicted, there is no flood. Yet. And oddly enough, there's no message from Ebo either. At least not until later that night when Ebo is seen on stage at the Sarkodie concert. And as one would expect, people start to take issue with Ebo Noah. So let's recap. Number 1, there's no flood. That's a bad look straight away. Number 2, it looks like he's spending the money on new cars and other luxuries. Also not optical. Number 3, he's monetizing his prophetic visions by selling ads on the page. This was supposed to be a man fully in tune with God, the likes of Moses or Abraham. And now, to even the most dedicated followers, it's starting to seem like the whole thing was a big scam. So, was the whole thing fake? And to what extent? Regardless, reports seem to indicate that at this point the crowds turn on Ebo Noah. We don't have a lot of footage, so we just have to sort of imagine. There is this video of him getting chased, though. On December 28th, Ebo releases another video addressing some of the allegations leveled against him. He says he did not take the money and purchase a car. And beyond that, he never had any plan to take the money, and actually nobody had given him money. The following day, he does another ad for PK iTech, and on December 30th, 2025, Ebo Noah releases his final video of the year. From this moment, things will truly begin to go awry for Ebo.
Evans, we know you're in there. Come out with your hands up. Get out here, Lieutenant. Bang, 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 bang. What's going on out there? I'm coming, Chief. We got him.
On New Year's Eve, to everybody's surprise, Ebo Noah is taken into custody by the Ghana Police Service's Special Cyber Vetting Team. The charges? publishing false news with the intent to cause fear and panic. The state was throwing everything they had at the prophet, so the question is, will Ebo Noah's faith waver? Will he remain headstrong, resolute, and devoted? No, he will not. Ebo breaks almost immediately and admits to the authorities that he's just a content creator and the whole thing was a big joke. A statement from the Director of Special Investigations, Seth Sewornu, confirms this and takes a hammer to any legitimacy Noah had remaining.
He didn't build any boat. It's somebody's boat. Then he went and just stood by the side and took all those pictures. He is a security man at Sicilian school, private school in Medina.
He's not a man of God.
He's not a man of God. He has no church, nothing. He completed Acapoli. They say he did marketing and supply, purchasing and supply, HND.
So is he normal? Is he okay? Does he look normal?
It's normal. It's okay. He's just a fraudster.
And he didn't say why exactly he did that?
He said he's just creating a content creator.
But what about the crowds of 400,000 people? And what about the flood videos Ebo posted? Well, really there were only two main clips that were being shared. One of them does show a crowd walking, and image searching the frames doesn't yield any result, so it may well be legitimate, but it's at most tens of people. The second video is actually an older video of pilgrims making their way to a different religious site in Jordan. Now, theoretically, there must have been some sort of commotion that was large enough to cause the police to intervene, but it's also possible that the Ghana police force were also just tricked into thinking the event was bigger than it actually was. Either way, there were probably some people there to see Ebo. While detained, it does come to light that Ebo didn't even own the boats in the video. It seems like they were just being built as fishing boats. Somebody came from Liberia to come and join the boat, and it is somebody's boat. He just stood by the ship, did the video, and made the boat look as if it were a giant boat. It is a small boat. On January 15, 2026, Adenta District Court of Ghana granted Ebo Noah bail of something like $9,000 American. He was ordered to undergo a psychiatric exam at a government facility, but at the very least was determined to not be mentally unstable, at least by Ghanaian standards. His case is adjourned until March of this year, and as I'm writing this, we have one final update. Some days you wake up in the morning and you have to ask yourself, was it a good idea to give the entire third world access to the internet? But today is not one of those days. I love a happy ending. Thank you all for watching. I know this is a little bit of a departure from the history videos we normally do, but let us know what you thought. Of course, positive comments only, and remember that this is a brand new channel trying to make it big, so please share, leave a comment, and subscribe. Anything helps. We'll be back soon.
One day I was sitting home and God called me. He said, "Noah, by about time, I have a message for you." I opened my ears and I wrote everything down. He said 25th December, heavy rain will fall from the sky.